going to be a fantastic week. We have a cool science experiment planned. Pastor Christian, are you excited about today's
science? Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. We're on special location today.
We are, and we have our friend the microwave with a bar of soap.
Well, it's about time because you need to take a bath.
I was gonna say, man, aren't you the stinky one?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, kids, can you guess, what do you think a bar of soap has to do or can teach us or reveal what we're talking about today in our Big God story? What do you think? Christian, what do you think?
I'm still confused.
You're still confused?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna open it.
All right.
I'm gonna open it. It's just a bar of soap. See, take a bath. Scrub, 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 scrub.
That's a nice ivory smell.
Oh yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. I have a plate and a bar of soap, and I'm going to
pop it in the microwave.
Pop it in the microwave, because no one likes taking a cold shower. So we decided, let's do a warm bar of soap today. So we're just gonna hit start.
Okay.
And let that go, and we're gonna see what happens and see how this helps us reveal what our Big God story is about. Gives us a hint to it. Let's check it out. Let's see. Whoa! Oh, whoa! Do you see that? Do you see that? Wow! This is amazing! This is crazy, kids. Can you see what's happening in here?
It's blowing up.
This bar of soap is... Okay, are you ready?
Oh my goodness, they're gonna flip out.
This is awesome. So I hope you've been seeing what it's been doing, but then if we open this up,
it's like a big cloud.
That's amazing. So, kids, Christian, what do you think? What could, you said it, a cloud have to do with our Big God story today?
Oh, are we talking about the cloud by day?
We are. In our Big God story today, we're going to see how God led his people by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And you know, just like this bar of soap transformed, it's still a bar of soap, and God revealed himself in many ways, but he was still God and still is God today. And
Man, Ryan, there's like no Wi-Fi out here. How do people live in the desert?
I don't know, but at least we have a good fire to keep us warm at night.
I don't know.
So,
I mean, how do I know what's going on Insta and Facebook and Snapchat?
Christian,
What?
Back in Bible times, cell phones didn't even exist, and we didn't do that. But you know what did exist? God.
Yeah.
Because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And in our Big God story today, I'm so excited to see how he guides and protects us. It's going to be amazing. God guides and protects.
You know, that reminds me of our story.
Yeah.
This week, actually, it's found in Exodus chapter 13.
Exodus chapter 13.
Yeah. And it's a story, kind of. Okay, so we got the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice
That's
fire.
nice.
Yeah,
Keeps you warm.
Especially in the desert at night.
Yeah.
It's a little cold,
It can get cold. It may be scorching hot during the day, but at night it gets cold.
See, I'm just a city kid. I would have thought it would be hot all the time. So, but yeah. So we got the fire going, which reminds me of the story of when the Israelites were guided by night by a pillar of fire.
By a pillar of fire. And just like we learned with our science experiment, in the day they were guided by a pillar of cloud.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so the Israelites, they would at night they would follow a pillar of fire, God's fire, and he was to guide them and protect them as they were going to the promised land. You know? And what's so cool is that as they watched and they focused on the pillar of fire, they knew where to go. At night, they knew God was with them. Wherever the pillar of fire was, he was there. And then at daybreak, they take down their tents and they pack up, and he provided a cloud. Kind of like the bar of soap that turned into a cloud. Yeah. And so during the day, he was with them too.
Yeah.
To guide them and protect them. And so by a it was pillar of fire at night and a cloud by day. And this went on for several months and years.
Yeah, and he guided them, and then he protected them when they came across enemies or different obstacles. He always protected them and helped them in everything. Even when they disobeyed, he was with them, guiding and protecting them. It's a truly
I feel
amazing.
bad for Moses and Aaron, because some people forget Moses and Aaron led the Israelites. It was mainly Moses, but Aaron was a spokesperson. And every time they would do something God would do something amazing, they'd turn around and complain about something, or they would disobey. And I always felt bad for Mo.
Yeah, it's true. They grumbled against him after all of this, and it's crazy. But you know what?
What's that?
God guides and protects, and he still guides and protects us today. In fact, I have a real life story that I want to share with you from my life.
Ooh.
You know my mom.
Yeah.
My mom. Hey,
She's
my
cool.
mom.
Hey,
She's
shout out.
awesome. So
Kelly,
my mom's
how you doing?
name's Kelly. She's really cool. And last year, something crazy happened in my family. My mom, she got really sick.
Oh, yeah.
And she got so sick that there was actually a point where we weren't sure if she was going to make it. We thought she might possibly die. And one of the coolest parts of this is no matter how sick she got, she always knew God was there guiding and protecting her, regardless of what circumstances around her were happening. But you see, my mom, she needed a new liver. Her liver function had gone bad, and there's this score, and it was, I can't even remember what it's called at this point, but there's a score that judges the functioning of your liver, and hers was horrible. And with her liver failing, her health went bad, her legs and body constantly was cramping, she had no energy, she couldn't work anymore, all because of this. And through this whole thing though, no matter what was going on, she knew God was guiding and protecting her. She stayed true and believed that God was there with her. And ultimately, God guided her to the right hospital with the right doctors and the right program to help her with her liver, to help get her to the point where she needed to be, to where she could even get a transplant. God watched over her and protected her in this time, keeping her at a point of health where she could still have that transplant, because if her score got bad enough, they would have told her, sorry, we can't get you a transplant because you won't survive. And so all of this is going on, and we can see, my family, we can look back and we can see how God worked in her life and in our lives in order to guide her and protect her through this whole process. And ultimately what happened is last December, the very end of the year of 2019, we got a call, she got a call, and it was like 3 a.m, crazy. Wow. And they said, hey, we need you to come now because we have a liver.
Wow, that's amazing.
And God provided for her, and he protected her through this. And now she's here. She was actually visiting me last week.
Yeah, I got to see her.
Hanging out with my kids, her grandkids. And it was amazing because God guided and protected her through this whole process and a liver transplant. And she's back to a point of health where she walked her first 5K a few weeks ago, and it's truly amazing. It's a real life story showing where God was with her through everything. He never left her, he never abandoned her, and he was there guiding and protecting her, kind of like he guided and protected the Israelites.
That's what I was going to say. That sounds exactly like God's big story today, and how he provided and he guided them even in the midst of the desert, like a night like tonight. It's crazy how God does that in our lives. How He's always there, kids. He always protects and he always guides us. That's who God is.
Yeah. And so, kids, here's what we want you to do today. If you need God's guidance and protection in your life, ask him for it. Believe that he will work and move in your life, because trust me, he will. Maybe not in the way you exactly think, but he is always with you. And then we have some discussion questions that you can talk with whoever you're watching, with your parents, your friends, your pastor, whoever it may be, and talk through where you've seen God guide and protect you in your life. It may be a story like my mom. It may be something completely different. But we know God is moving in the lives of people all over our country and all over our world, and he wants to and is moving in your life as well. So guys, we love you. And that's our Big God story.
Hey, before we go, we want to pour a blessing into your life. In Deuteronomy chapter 30:8, it reads this: "The Lord himself goes before you, and he will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. May you feel and know God's presence this week. And may you hear His voice and joyfully follow Him. Hey, thanks again for joining us on Two Dudes in a Bible. Make sure you check out the discussion questions in the description of this video and have a blessed week.
Well, I guess it's time to get ready for bed. Okay.
Yeah.
Fire's good.
Ryan,
Yeah.
did you remember the sleeping bags?
Oh. Good thing we have a warm fire tonight. I hope it keeps the coyotes away.
Oh,